Shalom, Kahala Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Akakudash. This video is going to be going over the signs and symbols written in the law that we are to keep and the purposes of doing so. This is going to be a short one, but Lord willing, it's going to be, even though it's going to be short, it's going to be great in the things that we gain from it. Okay, so the first one is going to be number 17 in succession, Salakia, which is to circumcise the male offspring. Okay, and that is going to first be found in Genesis chapter 17 and 12, in reference to circumcision as a whole. We'll go into it. So let's see. Again, you should be using a 1611 King James Version Bible. Mine is packed away. Here, as a quick guide, I'm just using my Sefer because I can grab it and load it pretty quickly. Okay, so we're going to go to Genesis chapter 17, verse 12. Well, let's start with verse 9, okay? And Elohim said unto Abraham, You shall guard my covenant. Therefore you and your seed after you in their generations. Meaning, every time your children have more children and more children, those are your generations from the said seed line, okay? This is my covenant, which ye shall guard between me and you and your seed after you. Every male child among you shall be circumcised, and ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a sign of the covenant betwixt me and you. Okay? Verse 12, and he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you, every male child in your generations. He that is born in the house or bought with money of any stranger, which is not of your seed, he that is born in your house, and he that is bought with your money, must need to be circumcised. And my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. Verse 14, and the uncircumcised male child whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. We're also going to go into Leviticus chapter 12, verse 3. Well, let's start from verse 1 and then we'll go into verse 3. Leviticus chapter 12, verse 1. And Yahweh spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharallah, saying, If a woman had conceived seed and born a male child, then she shall be unclean 7 days, according to the days of separation. Salakia. For her infirmity shall be unclean. And in the 8th day the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. Okay? We'll do verse 4 as well. And she shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 33 days. So 33 days. She shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled. Okay? So there's the concept of also being circumcised in your heart and spirit as well. So yes, you can the physical symbol of circumcision is a covenant in between your male offspring and Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. But just because you're circumcised doesn't necessarily mean that you are righteous. So also circumcising of the heart, meaning taking off that extra layer, so to speak, off your heart, and your soul is the other portion to that. So going back to in spirit and in truth, right? Not just your words, but really hollowing yourself with Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai with your actions as well, from the heart and your mind. Okay? So we're going to go into commandment number 18, or law number 18. And it says to put fringes and blue ribbon as border on the corners of clothing. We're going to go to Numbers chapter 15. And this is also a little bit of a caveat too. The holy wedding ceremony, any wedding ceremony really, has a dress code. If you are not in dress code, you're probably not getting into said wedding ceremony. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But back to the matter at hand. Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. And it says, speak unto the children of Yasharallah, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringes of the borders a ribbon band of blue. And we're going to continue to 39. Okay? And it shall be unto you a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of Yahweh and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a whoring. So the reference to doing what you want with after your own heart and your own eyes, and other practices in which you go on a whoring, we're supposed to be in this exclusive relationship with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And when we start taking on other practices of other nations, or even our own thoughts that are not in line with the scriptures, we're going outside of our relationship with the Father and the Son. And it is likened unto whoredom with our spirit. So it's like we're choosing another partner, where we should be exclusive with our partner and working within that teamwork. That's what it's likened into. That's why those words are used. Now, what that looks like is these are fringes, and this is my ribbon of border of blue. This is my on my vesture. This is also on my shirt. Okay, and what it's for, it's not supposed to be tucked in, but as we read, it is supposed to be seen, not just by you, but by other people. And it's so that we, the person wearing them, can remember to keep all of God's commandments. I mean, whether you got to grab something out of your pockets, whether you are about to do a deed that will technically consummate a marriage, making sure when you look down, you're gonna see those fringes. You have to remember, if you're in the spirit or the right spirit, but is this what God really wants me to do, or am I going about my way? So there's that, and also so that other people who can look and say, oh, those are supposed to be people of the Most High. They're supposed to be keeping the commandments, and they're, by example, showing me what God said to do. Am I doing what Yah said to do? It's the original concept of the "What Would Jesus Do" bands that came out. It's to police yourself and others. Am I keeping God's commandments? That's what it's for. But it's supposed to be seen. Okay? Now we're going to go into law number 19. Okay? The scripture for that is Deuteronomy 6 and 8. So let's go to Deuteronomy 6 and 8. And the law says, to bind the law on the headband and to bind the law on the arm. Okay, we're going to go straight to the scriptures in this 6 and 8. And ye shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be as frontlets between your eyes. So between your eyes, that's your forehead. Okay. And you shall write them upon the posts of your house and on your gates. But that's going to go into that last one. So we're within the last three, and we're going to talk about them. So, binding God's laws to your headband. Okay, it's not a literal headband. It's more metaphorical than it is literal. You see a lot of Revelation 2 and 9ers with these bands and little boxes on their foreheads, but they're missing the point. The point is that you are keeping God's laws on your mental cortex. Everything you do, you are considering through God's directions. Okay, and the binding the law onto your arm. Anything that you're wearing on your arms. God, we're not supposed to have tattoos, but if you do, okay, don't do it no more. But everything you do with your arms, your hands, is connected to your arms. So if you are, it means literally to do the things within these laws, such as commandments. You can't. There's not much to do without your arms, essentially. So that's why it's worded that way. You can't do with your hands if you don't have arms. You catch the gist. Even if that be, if you have prosthetic arms, it's still an arm. Whatever you use to go and grab and do things, even if you hire someone else to do it for you because you cannot, it's your actions. That is the point. Do these commandments, follow them. Okay? And the last one in this section, to affix the mezuzah to the doorposts and gates of your house. That's Deuteronomy 6 and 9. The mezuzah is a sign or a plaque with a Shemai on it. Okay? I'll show you mine in a bit. So that's where we read in verse 9, and you shall write them upon your posts of your house and on your gates. Verse 10, and it shall be when Yahweh Elohai shall have brought you into the land which he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, and to Isaac, and Jacob, to give you great and goodly cities, which you built not. Okay, so that's practice that we are doing. Okay. All right, that concludes the signs and symbols portion of the law. The next video, Yah willing, will be on prayers and blessings. It's another short one, short and quick. All right, shalom.